Hello, everyone. How are you doing? I hope you are doing well. Happy Thursday evening or happy Thursday night, wherever you are in the world. What is going on with our faves? Well, one of our faves will be on display, I would say, tomorrow, at least one of his court cases. And as we know, many of us are on, I don't know, pins and needles maybe, or fingers crossed, or toes crossed, everything crossed, praying, because tomorrow we are going to find out the results of one of Harry's court case. The decision is going to be coming down from the judge tomorrow about Harry's court case against MGN, which the Mirror newspaper, for phone hacking and blogging and all of that stuff. So that is going to be coming down tomorrow. I know for some of us on the East Coast of the US, we will be sleeping. Yes, and probably just waking up. And those of us on the West, they'll be in dreamland. So anyway, so that will be happening tomorrow. And so very, nerve-wracking. I always hate like the night before because it's like, oh, please, please, please let this happen for Harry. And just a little bit more of the case, as we looked at in the last episode, a little bit about the case, just in case you haven't been keeping up. Says Britain Prince Harry will find out Friday, which is tomorrow, whether he has won his phone hacking lawsuit against publisher Mirror Group Newspapers, MGN, a case in which he gave evidence earlier this year, court officials said on Wednesday. The prince, who became the first senior British royal for 30 years to appear as a witness in court at the trial in June, is suing MGN, the publisher of the Daily Mirror, the Sunday Mirror, and the Sunday People, at the London High Court. Harry and about 100 other claimants, which also includes actors, sports stars, celebrities, and people who simply had a connection to high-profile figures, are taking legal actions over allegations of phone hacking and unlawful information gathering between 1991 and 2011. They say senior editors and executives at MGN knew about and approved of the wrongdoing. MGN, owned by Reach, says their accusations were not supported by evidence. Harry, King Charles's younger son and 59th to the throne, claims he was targeted by MGM for 15 years from 1996 and is seeking damages of about £440,000 or $550,000. So that's going to be happening in the morning tomorrow. So I am on pins and needles because obviously we want Harry to win. Fingers crossed and everything. I know it's a little bit jittery. And it's really wild because not only are we on pins and needles, it seems some on Shutter Island have literally gone over the edge and they have pressed the panic button. Case in point, Paul Dacker. Paul Dacker, as any squatty will know, is the editor of, or at least an editor of the Daily Mail. And Paul Dacker has decided that he is going to write King Charles a letter, as you can see here, his twin, and give him some advice about what he thinks he needs to do about Harry, the problem of Harry. And we have seen some other figures like Piers Morgan and others saying all these things. Well, let's read the letter and we'll get back to that in a second. My advice for King Charles, yes, believe it or not, my twin, according to Paul Dacker. Truly, Harry has emerged in a preposterous legal contretemps with the Mail, is his mother's son. While the prince is filling his boots by turning his self-pity into an industry, his mother, I would argue, invented the art of victimhood, that insidious, debilitating, very modern malaise. Born on exactly the same day as Charles, I have referred before to the fact that at the palace, I am known as the twin. So I hope that the king will not consider this lame majest, I guess that's how you say it, if I offer my alter ego the following altruistic advice. Sir, The one mistake your saintly mother made, how condescending, your saintly mother made was to allow the monarchy, whose verities should be timeless, to become a celebrity institution akin to show business with its ephemeral, vulgar values. This has reached its inevitable nightmare apotheosis in the monstrous self-indulgences of Princes Harry and Andrew. Cauterize them, sir. You and William need to return the crown to institutional obscurity. It's the media who will suffer. The great royal soap of the past 30 years has sold billions of papers, particularly for the Mail. The less people know about you, the more your mystique will increase. Dare to be boring. Yeah, that's right. Dare to be boring. You, your family, and the British Constitution will be happier for it. And you're like, excuse me? This is what Paul Dacker literally wrote in The Spectator to the king. Harry's legal case is preposterous and all of that stuff, and yeah, Harry's his mother's son, and so therefore Harry is kicking up a stink and exposing all of them. So, sir, cauterize him, cut him off, burn him from the palace so that you can heal and live a happy life. Do it. Get rid of him and ignore the part where they said Andrew, because he doesn't want it to just seem like, oh, I'm just attacking Harry. So let's just throw in Andrew in there so he doesn't seem, but I mean, come on, seriously? This is all about Harry. This is all about Harry. Because Andrew is sitting there not really doing anything and bothering anybody, really. This is all about Harry. Cut him off. However, and notice in one of the things that I just mentioned with Piers Morgan and others, saying that the base, because of the language that they need to off him. They need to off Harry. And that's kind of the thing that they're, cauterize and get rid of him. Cut him off, burn him off. So that you can live your happy life. But sir, the people who would really suffer, not you, not Harry, not Harry's family, but it's us in the press. We will make the sacrifice. We made a lot of money off of the royal family, but we are willing to make the sacrifice. If you will just get rid of Harry, we will take the fall. We will suffer. We won't make the money that we used to make if you only get rid of Harry. And if you did, your family and the British Constitution will be happier for it. Because then you and William could do what you need to do to make the royal family obscure again. So you can pull the wool over people's eyes. So you can live this fantasy life and people wouldn't know. And your mystique, that mystique that the Queen had, that hidden behind a curtain, you'll get that back. And we in the press will suffer. We will die. But, sir, you will be happy. And your monarchy will flourish if you only get rid of Harry. This is so sick. This is so incredibly sick. And you would think any father worth this, God, think of an animal. If someone comes for your child, what an animal will do to you if you go to try to destroy a lion or whatever, an animal's offspring, they will come and attack you. What is this weak-willed, just miserable excuse for a father does? Look at what Charles does. On the 14th of December, His Majesty King Charles III visited, yes, you're not kidding me, visited the Royal Courts of Justice in London for an event celebrating the close relationship between the monarchy and the judiciary. That's right. Tomorrow is Prince Harry. We're finding out the decision for Prince Harry's court case where he was on the witness stand right here in this place. Today, Charles decides, oh, the best thing I'm going to do, I get a threatening letter from Paul Dacker. So what am I going to do? Oh, I'm going to go spend the day with some judges. Let's just go meet some judges. Not fight back and not put Paul Dacker in his place for the audacity to ask him to get rid of his son. Oh, no. I'm going to go to the very place that they are going to give the decision on my son's court case against a newspaper who is in a part of my royal rota. This is the day Charles decides I'm going to go there and I'm going to hang out in this place and I'm going to meet the judges and thank people and all of this stuff. And you're like, excuse me? You're going to do what? That's right. And not only that, towards the conclusion of the visit, Charles attended a reception in the painted room where the LCJ, or the lower court judge, delivered a short speech. The event closed with the king unveiling a plaque to mark his, I kid you not, to mark his visit, which will be erected in the RCJ in the new year. Oh, that's right. That's his, at the bottom right picture there. That's the little plaque that he unveiled to mark his visit to meet a bunch of judges. And this is a little bit more about the event. It says, commenting on the event, the lower court judge said, "It was a great honor to welcome His Majesty to the Royal Courts of Justice and to do so on behalf of the judiciary of England and Wales. The king reflected upon the deep importance, that's right, the deep importance of our independent judiciary to the nation and the rule of law." That's right, independent. He was pleased to be able to meet judges from many different areas of the justice system, including those volunteers as magistrates. That's right. You remember how Sir Edward Young called the Ravek investigation independent in that letter that was entered into evidence, how he referred to the Ravek's decision about security for the royal household as independent, when in reality he is literally sitting on the board of Ravek. Three of them are in the group Ravek, and they share equal partnership in Ravek and make all the decisions. But yet he referred to it as, oh no, the government decision is independent, independent of the monarchy and all of that stuff, which is a complete lie. And here we are here they want us to believe the king is coming to your courthouse, which is really a courthouse. I think the courthouse is named the King's Court, literally named the King's Court. The king is coming there, and it's like the king reflected upon the deep importance of our independent judiciary to a nation and the rule of law. How is this independent? Exactly. One is named after the king, and he's coming there the day before his son's the decision on his son's case against one of the king's royal rota. And we all know that the king always err on the side of supporting the press over his son. How is this independent? And then he met with judges from different area of the justice system. So it then begs the question, did he meet with the judge that is giving the ruling for Harry's court case? How can anybody who is, say, for example, somebody wants to bring a court case against the royal family, the royal household, how can anybody feel confident that they will have a fair trial when this great relationship exists between the monarchy and justices? How can anybody be confident of this? How can we be even confident of the decision tomorrow? I mean, when you look at this, like, how appropriate this is. It's so, like, is this like a real country? I don't know any other country where this will be okay. that you're sitting there meeting. Like, hello. So for me, I'm going to be like side-eyeing whatever decision is there tomorrow, and it doesn't bode well for Harry tomorrow. It literally plays. I'm like, this is a conspiracy. This is an absolutely, so funny. I saw this barrister on Twitter, and the barrister was saying, yeah, Charles is there to thank the justices for I think something like destroying Harry tomorrow or something like that. Would I be surprised? No. I would not be surprised. This for me is not a coincidence he went there today. Now, are the judges going to play along? We'll see tomorrow. Because this press palace, quote unquote, game, they have now roped in the justice system along with it. And you're like, hello. And look at the faces of these people all lined up, so grateful to meet the king. I'm like, okay, so did you meet the judge that's going to deliver that judgment for Harry, for Harry tomorrow? How can you trust any of this stuff? I know I couldn't. Unbelievable. It's just, I don't even, I'm at a loss as to how they could allow stuff like this and why stuff like this allowed to happen. We saw the same thing when I remember when the day he became king, not the day, but I think right after the Queen's funeral, I think the next day or something, when he went into the Metropolitan Police Department office and they put out this video, about his visit to meet all the officers. We said right that day that those cash for access, cash for honors thing that the police was investigating, we knew that day that they were throwing that out. When they put out that video of how grateful they were for the king, and I remember Gabriel Pagron tweeting them like, excuse me, what about the court case? We all knew from then that case was going to go bye-bye, and exactly what happened. How could you trust a system where this is why is this allowed? Why is he allowed to come there, especially again, that tomorrow his son, who he's at odds with, has a decision due by the court? Did King Charles meet with that judge as well? So, anyways, it just reeks. This just reeks to high heavens. Anyway, moving on from that, we will see tomorrow and we'll see the decision. And yeah, fingers crossed that in spite of Charles's looks like interference, that's what it looks like to me, that Harry is going to get justice, that he is going to get some vindication for what was done to him. Hopefully, prayerfully, but I'm telling you, I already have suspected all of these people in the UK. This just is like, eesh. Eesh. So anyway, moving on, this just popped up before I just came on. Interview of the year says all winners of the British Journalism Award 2023, and links to their winning work. So interview of the year, the winner is Tom Bradby from ITV1. And the interview, Harry's interview. That's right. The interview that he did in January for Harry's book Spare. Says the judges said this was a scoop interview that had stood the test of time and will continue to do so, probably years to come. Executed under tight deadline with no editorial control and great professionalism despite the interviewer's closeness to the subject. This interview made headlines around the world. So Tom Bradby has got his interview of the year. And again, thanks to Harry. The amount of things that these people have won because of Harry and Meghan, they should all be on their faces thanking Harry and Meghan for whether it's this or photography, whatever. They should all be on their faces thanking Harry and Meghan for engaging with them and allowing them to win all these awards. So anyways, Tom Bradby is now into his interview with Harry is interview of the year. And finally, this is really cool. As we know, Archwell Impact report came out, and Milwaukee, one of the places that they are working with the welcome group for Afghan women, is Milwaukee. So the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, they did an article on it, and it's like Prince Harry and Meghan Markle Foundation starts Milwaukee Project to help Afghan women. And again, that's the article. You can definitely go in and read it, but it was good. And also gender justice. They tweeted about it. So appreciative of Archwell's support and partnership on our work training judges. Talk about judges on adultification bias. And again, this is about how Black children, if they get into trouble with the law, are adultified. I mean, they're calling little children young man or teen or whatever, but when in terms of when they refer to white children, they refer to them as children, and they adultify young Black children. And so it's something that's very, very, very prevalent, and obviously really put Black children in danger of much more serious, whether it's going to an adult prison or something like that, or as opposed to being treated as a child the way white children are. And so this gender justice opportunity really train judges in helping them, I guess, to see kids as kids and not try to make Black kids older than they are so that way they can get harsher punishment or harsher judgment, but treating them like they would white kids. So that's what it's about. So they're very appreciative of Harry and Meghan's support, and I'm sure there are others out there. So anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Fingers crossed tomorrow. Please pray that Harry win his court case despite seemingly, or what it looks like, Prince Charles or King Charles's interference. So fingers crossed, and I will chat with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Have a great night. Bye.